I call to order this meeting of the Coweta County Board of Education, Agenda 809, 6:30 p.m., Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Recognitions, Dr. Horton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I'll call on Dean Jackson to bring our recognitions. Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Horton. Board members, our first recognition tonight is our core business, and for that we have a presentation from Poplar Road Elementary School about school-wide advocacy efforts. And to introduce this subject and also our counselor and students who are with us tonight, I'm going to call on Principal Leslie Goodwin.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. We are extremely excited to be here. I am Leslie Goodwin. I'm the proud principal of Poplar Road Elementary School. And recognizing that our 5-year Coweta County Strategic School System Strategic Plan emphasizes forming positive relationships for students and adults and peers, we at Poplar Road have focused on building our Strong Advocate program as a point of emphasis in our school improvement plan for this school year, the 2023-24 school year. As a part of our focus in this area, we have matched every student in our building to another adult besides their classroom teacher as their advocate. Ms. Porras, our school counselor, is here with a few of our students this evening to share our Advocate Lunch and Learn program and the impact it has had on our students to help us accomplish this goal.
Good evening. I am Alicia Porras, the school counselor at Poplar Road Elementary. I have the absolute honor and privilege to be an advocate for all the students at Poplar Road every day. But as we all know, one person can't possibly do it all. So in line with the Coweta County System Strategic Plan to ensure students develop positive relationships with adults and peers with a formal process to support their educational experience, we began creating a program called our Advocate Lunch and Learn. Since starting this Advocate Lunch and Learn program over 7 years ago, we have organized it in a lot of different ways. But we have maintained a singular focus on strong relationships being vital to a student's academic success and overall development. Across all grade levels, we have a steadfast commitment to fostering an environment conducive to building meaningful connections between students, their teachers, support staff members, and among their peers. We recognize that having a trusted adult ally and a supportive peer network can profoundly impact a student's sense of belonging, their self-confidence, and their motivation to learn. Our continuous focus on nurturing these relationships manifests itself in various ways. Each month, our entire school participates in our Advocate Lunch and Learn program. During this program, staff members make a concerted effort to get to know each student personally, understanding their unique strengths, challenges, and aspirations. They create opportunities for students to collaborate, engage in discussions, share their experience, fostering an inclusive and supportive school community. Through our program, we encourage and facilitate peer interactions through cooperative learning activities, group projects, and social emotional activities. By promoting a culture of respect, empathy, and acceptance, we aim to create an environment where students can form lasting friendships and learn invaluable interpersonal skills. At Poplar Road, we are committed to ensuring every student feels valued, supported, and part of a vibrant community. Our emphasis on cultivating positive relationships is not just a passing trend, but a fundamental cornerstone to our educational philosophy, as we firmly believe that strong connections are integral to students' holistic growth and success. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce several of our students, Brooke Zuniga, Emily, and Allie Wonderly, who will be able to share more about the student experience of our Advocate Lunch and Learn program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brooke Zuniga, and I'm a fifth grader at Poplar Road Elementary. I am here with Emily Wonderly in fourth grade and Allie Wonderly, who is in first grade. We're here today to tell you about our school's Advocate Lunch and Learn program. During our Advocate Lunch and Learn each month, we move into smaller peer groups led by our Panther Advocates. Our Panther Advocates are supportive adults in our building, including teachers and support staff. The things I like most about my Advocate Lunch and Learn is I get to hang out with my advocate, Mr. Simon, who is very nice, and we learn about a lot of different things, and we can talk to them if we ever need help or advice.
One activity this year was in October when we learned about being upstanders to prevent bullying. The whole school listened to the book one, and afterward we each decorated a number one to show how we could be the one to stand up against bullying. All of our ones were combined into one large number one display that now hangs outside of the cafeteria, reminding us how we can make a difference. Other topics and activities have included writing letters to veterans, exploring different career paths, and learning how to model positive behaviors in the school environment.
Our Advocate Lunch and Learn program matters because life in school can be tough sometimes. Having someone dedicated to supporting you, believing in you, and advocating for your success can make a huge difference. Our advocates aim to be that support system for each of us.
We have a little something for you guys, and we also brought you a little color flyer that we send home to our parents so they understand, because during Advocate Lunch and Learn, our schedule changes, and we have sack lunches that are brought to the classrooms for us to meet into our little groups, and so a lunch is always at the same time for everyone to go at one time, so parents don't quite get to come to lunch, or if they do, they get to come, sit maybe with me and 13 other kids, and let hear what I talk about with their kids. So, any questions?
I was just going to say thank you for being here, and I have the privilege of being able to see the fruits of your efforts from the other side as a parent to kids that have come through Poplar. So thank you guys for what you're doing there.
Emily.
Thank you, Poplar Road. Tonight, we also have an opportunity to recognize Arbor Springs science teacher Christy Fogel for her selection as the 2024 K through 6th grade state finalist for the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching in the Science Award category. I'm going to call on the principal of Arbor Springs, Dr. Stephanie Golden, to introduce.
All right. Good evening. I am actually going to pass the mic over to Dr. White. We both kind of fought over who was going to provide her these accolades, and of course, he won. And so with that being said, I'm very proud of Ms. Fogel. She's an exceptional teacher. I'm excited for this opportunity because it is a national award that she is going to win. We're going to go on and say that. Okay. And so with that being said, I'll let Dr. White tell us a little bit more about it.
Thanks, Dr. Golden. It is a great honor to be here with y'all tonight to introduce Christy. The Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching are the highest honors bestowed by the United States government, specifically for K-12 science, technology, engineering, and mathematics teaching. The awards were established by Congress in 1983. The President may recognize a total of 110 exemplary teachers each year. Awards are given to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics teachers from each of the 50 states, the Department of Defense Education Activity Schools, and other U.S. jurisdictions. The award recognizes those teachers that have both deep content knowledge of the subjects they teach and the ability to motivate and enable students to be successful in those subjects. Each year, the state of Georgia selects 2 teachers, 1 math and 1 science, to represent the state. This year marks the second time Coweta County School System has had a finalist for this award. Christy Fogel is a 5th grade teacher at Arbor Springs Elementary School. She is the model against which I measure all other elementary science teaching in our district. In fact, when a member of the Georgia Senate Education and Youth Committee contacted me in 2017 to visit a Coweta classroom to see what elementary science education looked like, I knew exactly where to take him, Ms. Fogel's classroom. In that visit, the chairman saw students engaged in science in a way that I'm certain he had not seen before. During the lesson, one of the students was overcome by his excitement for the science phenomena he had just experienced. In his excitement, the student exclaimed, "Oh, shoot," except he didn't say shoot. Christy didn't miss a beat. She redirected the student and continued the lesson. I often share that story in the trainings I conduct and ask those in attendance, when was the last time your students were so excited to be in your classroom that they said, "Oh, shoot." Ladies and gentlemen of the board, Dr. Horton, Dr. Guy, it is my great honor to introduce Christy Fogel, finalist for the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching.
I didn't know that I was going to say anything. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'll say that I love what I do. I believe I'm where I'm supposed to be in my life, and I cannot believe that this is my 29th year teaching, and I love it as much as I did the very first day. So I taught kindergarten forever. I'm not sure how I landed myself in 5th grade, but I absolutely love it, and I appreciate both of these people. They were part of the process. Dr. Golden for nominating me, and they both wrote letters of recommendation as part of the 30-page thesis that I turned in with the video. So it was very exciting, and I'm proud to represent our county, and yes, fingers crossed, because it may be a while before we find out, but that would be excellent. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you inviting me tonight.
Oh, yeah, over that way. Can do.
All right. Thank you, Dean. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 14th, 2024?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Action items, Group 1, Dr. Horton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first action item I have for you in Group 1 is to approve the class size resolution. For the 24-25 school year, the maximum system class size averages are being presented for board approval. These class size averages reflect the same class size maximums that the district had in place for the 23-24 school year. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the class size resolution. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
The next item I have for you in Group 1 is to approve a resolution to amend the FY23 state capital outlay application. Approval is requested for a resolution to amend the FY23 state capital outlay application. It's necessary to amend the application due to a change in the facility needs designation for one classroom. Georgia Department of Education generated the capital outlay application for the Noonan High School rebuild with one information technology lab and one engineering drawing and design lab. Since the engineering drawing and design program is housed at CEC, the new facility was designed with a second information technology lab to replace the engineering drawing and design lab. Copy of the resolution and supporting documentation is attached. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve a resolution to amend the FY 2023 state capital outlay application. Is there a motion for approval?
So, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
The next item I have for you is to approve the Central Educational Center charter contract. The Central Educational Center Board of Directors and the Coweta County Board of Education have approved the CEC charter application. Central Educational Center has successfully completed College and Career Academy certification and gained the endorsement of its charter application from the State Board of the Technical College System of Georgia. State Board of Education approved the CEC charter application and the 5-year CEC charter contract at their meeting on March the 27th and 28th. The 5-year CEC charter contract has been approved by the Central Educational Center Board of Directors and is now submitted to the Coweta County Board of Education for approval. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the CEC charter contract. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
The next item I have for you in Group 1 is to approve a proposal from Poplar Road Elementary for the purchase and installation of playground equipment by the PTO. Poplar Road Elementary School requests approval for the purchase of materials and installation to replace old playground equipment for the school. The project will be funded by Poplar Road Elementary PTO. Total project cost for materials and installation is $71,875.80. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve a proposal from the Poplar Road Elementary for the purchase and installation of playground equipment by the PTO. Is there a motion for approval?
So, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
The last item I have in Group 1 is my computer is spinning, is to approve elementary ELA textbook committee recommendations for April of 2024. These recommendations have been made by a committee made up of parents, teachers, and staff members, board members. You will recall we discussed these materials at our whole board training a couple weeks ago, and we had been through our traditional textbook adoption process where a committee was established, materials were presented, they were available at schools. So with that, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the elementary ELA textbook committee recommendations for April 2024. Mike, I'm sorry, mine is spinning as well.
All right, here you go. Got a backup copy.
All right, thanks. All right. Sorry, y'all. All right, sorry. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the elementary ELA textbook committee recommendations for April 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Action items Group 2.
The only action item I have for you in Group 2, Mr. Chair, is to approve the digital copier service bid, number 24-002. Mr. Chapman, Assistant Superintendent for Finance, recommends the highest scoring bidder of standard office systems, and the proposal of Sharp Copiers. The bid tabulation sheet is attached. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the digital copier service bid number 24-002. Is there a motion for approval?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0. There are no action items in Group 3. Moving to superintendent's reports. Dr. Horton.
Mr. Chairman, is this affecting our online viewers as well? Or are we good to
It is
go?
not. We
Okay.
still have stream online. I think Mike just did that because we got to present the technology plan in a little while. Mr. Chapman, if you'll bring us our budget report and sales tax.
Budget report, we've completed 75% of the year, expended 74.32% of the budget. We were under budget, a little over $350,000 for the month. We're over about $3.1 million. That's made up of the buses that were rolled over from the prior year and the bonuses that were pushed down from the state. Just a reminder, I'll be bringing that up probably every month till the end of the year, but just to understand the fact that's why we're over budget at this point. Sales tax, just under 3.2 million, year-over-year increase is a little over 4%.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. I'll be bringing you staff and student attendance tonight. For the 7th reporting period, the school with the highest staff attendance was Atkinson Elementary School. The schools with the highest student attendance were Thomas Crossroads Elementary, Blake Bass Middle School, and Northgate High School. The program with the highest student attendance was Central Educational Center. For a board goal report tonight, I'm going to call on Mr. Kevin Barbie, the Executive Director from Elevate Coweta, to report to you on Elevate Coweta's efforts to benefit our students in the system. Mr. Barbie.
Well, thank you, Dr. Horton, and thank you, Board, for giving me this opportunity to share with you tonight about Elevate Coweta students and a little bit of what we've been doing this year. As everyone is aware, the last couple of years have been quite a challenge. It's been that way for us as well, but our staff and coordinators at Ruth Hill Elementary, Smoky Road Middle School, East Coweta High School, and Noonan High School have just been dynamic and so passionate with these students. I have a few of them with me here tonight. Courtney Bronner is one of our 2 site coordinators at East Coweta High School. Amanda Newton is one of our 2 site coordinators at Noonan High School. Denise Buchanan is a program director. She runs our mentoring as well. She happened to also be our very first site coordinator at East Coweta when Dr. Horton was principal there. And then Kate Grant is our site coordinator at Smoky Road Middle School. Last year she was the coordinator at Ruth Hill, and for some strange reason decided she wanted a bigger challenge for middle school. So here she is. Again, just thank you for this opportunity. It's hard to believe the school year is almost upon us. The end of the school year is almost upon us. It's been a very busy year with our students and our student interactions. We've seen increased student interactions in our 4 schools over the past few years. This year is no different. They continue to increase each day. Students that come into our room are required to sign in on a Google document so we can track those students for how many times they come in, what they come in for, whether it's basic needs or to make a test or to just need a time to decompress in that room. And so we see those, doesn't matter how many times they come in, 5 times a week, 6 times a month, doesn't matter. We track that. It gives us an opportunity to build those relationships and really find out what is the true barrier and issue that's causing them to not have success in the school. It could also signal a bigger issue at the family, and as a nonprofit, we have the opportunity to be able to collaborate with many other nonprofits. So if a student is having issues and we realize that there's financial need and financial assistance that's needed, we can call on other nonprofits to assist that as well. So as of this year, we're on track to have about 15,000 student interactions in those 4 schools. Where we have staff. Of those 15,000 interaction, that equates to about 2,000 individual students in those 4 schools that we are assisting and serving. So what does that really look like? We provide school-wide support for any student that's facing issues or barriers to their success in school. And that could be that opportunity for those basic needs. They're hungry. There's school supplies. Teacher has said let me have them go down to the Elevate room to make up a test. Imagine a student that is having anxiety or just a challenge with going to lunch in a cafeteria with hundreds and hundreds of students. In the high school level, probably 1,000 students. What does the class immediately after that, that lunch period look like? Now, think about that student in our room. Low light, calm. They have staff that are built those relationships and everything. So now what does that class immediately following lunch look like? Pretty significant difference, I would say. The other thing is we've done a lot of targeted group efforts since we've had for the last 3 years now someone at Smoky Road Middle School, which allowed us to create this program that we refer to as a grade transition program. So imagine, think back when you were in, going into middle school from elementary or high school from middle school, among all those other things that were going on, that transition can be pretty rough. And so what we've done is the ladies at Kate at Smoky Road, she visits the 5th grade Elevate students at Ruth Hill once a week for about 30 or 45 minutes, just again to build that relationship, share with them about what middle school is all about, to talk about all the different opportunities there are, and then our ladies at Noonan High School do the same thing with 8th graders, share with them all about that. This year is the first year that we have 6th grade and 9th graders that are in those schools now that have kind of gone through that program last year, and we've seen a high amount of success in their comments to us. Gosh, I know somebody. There's somebody here that I can turn to. They helped me get into this club or in this sport as well. One of the other things that we've done this year is through our collaborative partnerships with local businesses is we wanted to expose students to opportunities for a career in areas that they either may not be aware of, or there's some, for lack of a better term, a stereotype of the person who works there. So for example, City of Hope. Well, you don't have to be a doctor to work at City of Hope. You don't even have to be clinical for that matter. So we've taken small groups, 20, 25 kids to City of Hope. I believe we've been there 3 times now with groups to learn at City of Hope, for example. There's culinary, there's transportation, there's IT, there's even maintenance. We've also had the opportunity to visit Coweta Fayette EMC, Coweta Water Authority, the Justice Center, and we will continue to do that. We've partnered with some of the Spear and SOAR students, some of the Gaines at Noonan with some of their students to bring on as well. And the feedback we've gotten from local businesses is these small groups of students are highly engaged with them. They see an opportunity. They see the CEO spending time and talking with them. Jonathan Watkins is eating a boxed Chick-fil-A lunch in the courtyard with these students. That means a lot to these students. So we've been doing quite a bit of that. We also know that many students who are referred to us require a little bit more, a little deeper kind of initiative, and those are our caseload students. Those are the students that our staff work with one-on-one, most of referred to by counselors, administrators, staff in the school. Again, we're there as an extra layer of support. How can we assist and help those in those schools? And so our staff, these ladies back here, have about 60 to 70 students on caseload each, a little bit less at the elementary level. She has about 45 roughly. This year we'll serve about 395 students on caseload. And so just again, building that and being that resource for these students. I'm also happy to share with you tonight, just got this data yesterday, that we will have an 87% graduation rate for our seniors on caseload this year. So again, those are students high at risk that we know that really need that additional layer of support to provide that. And lastly, I was talking to Ms. Porras and she kind of teed it up for me, but our mentoring program, we continue to expand that mentoring program. We now at this point have mentors in 27 schools. We have about almost 200 mentors in the schools, which is just about back to our pre-COVID levels. continuing to do that. Denise has a class right here in this building, I think in 2 weeks. So for those of you listening online, show up and she'll get you to become a mentor. So I'd just like to finish with an invitation. Come visit our rooms. Come anytime, speak with the staff, see what those rooms are like for those students, learn more about our scope of work and what we're doing to support the administrators and teachers in these schools. So thank you again tonight. Any questions?
I just want to say I can't thank you enough and everyone on the staff for what y'all do. I have heard many great things about the interaction, the mentoring, and that's from teachers, from parents, from students. Great program, and thank you very much. And I'm going to take you up on that visit offer. I'll be in
Great.
touch and figure out where you're at what time, and take you up on that. But thanks
anytime, any
again
day.
for everything.
Okay, thank you.
All right, call on Director of Technology, Mike Harris, to bring you your 3-year technology plan, an overview.
Well, I'll tell you, so I've worked in technology for probably since the mid-90s, and I used to hear this old adage that if everything's running too well all the time, then people tend to forget why they need you around. So maybe we satisfied that this evening with our hiccups. But anyway, good evening, Dr. Horton, members of the board, and thank you for the opportunity to be here to present the 2024 through 2027 technology plan. And the following is just a brief summary of that plan. A comprehensive technology plan is essential to ensure the effective and efficient use of federal, state, and local education technology funding to improve student outcomes. To qualify for E-rate and competitive grants, local educational agencies must have current, validated technology plans. These plans should focus on enhancing education and cover the entire fiscal year. The technology plan includes the following key components: goals and clearly defined objectives that align with the Coweta County School System Strategic Plan Resource Capacity Performance Objectives to provide access to and integrate the use of information and digital resources to support the curricula, programs, and needs of students and staff to improve professional practice, student performance, and organizational effectiveness. Our current plan reality covers software and hardware tools currently utilized by students, parents, stakeholders, teachers, and support staff. Benchmarks and strategies consist of timeframes, budgets, planning, and project owners as key elements in the ongoing process of maintaining and upgrading technologies such as computer labs, network infrastructure, and interactive tools. Instructional and administrative uses of technology include providing training for staff and students on ethics in a digital world, a modern student information system, support for school nutrition hardware and software, and online assessment systems. Parent and community uses of technology incorporate a secure parent portal used by parents and guardians to access student records, links to online resources that provide additional assistance in content areas, press releases from the Public Information Office, and financial information, including budgets, audit reports, and SPLOST reports. Strategies for system readiness for technology encompass the annual review of existing policies, providing staff training to support emerging technologies such as generative artificial intelligence, and strengthening network, hardware, and processes related to our cybersecurity posture. Communications and marketing objectives illustrate the focus on strong community relations on a continuing basis. Tools such as school and system websites, e-board solutions, Remind, OneCall, and Infinite Campus Messenger are used to disseminate information in a timely manner. Professional development initiatives are aided by technology through online webinars, videos, and remote desktop training. Other resources include apps that can be used to differentiate instruction, the State Longitudinal Data System, and Teacher and Leader Keys Effectiveness System. In closing, by maintaining a comprehensive technology plan, the Coweta County school system maximizes the impact of resources and funding to ensure that technology is used effectively to enhance student outcomes. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Mike, it's kind of like that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. When internet's not working, we hear about it, don't we, man? Thanks, Mike. Last thing I have for you, board members, is facility and construction report. You can see Northgate High School, it's still hanging out there. We're still waiting on closeout documents and roof warranty documentation. Hope to get, and I know Ronnie hopes to get that one off of here pretty soon. Softball field houses, if you've been by the 3 high schools, block work's complete. Roofing is underway. I know there was some framing going on over at Noonan High when I was by there earlier today. And spray foam installation and duct work has been proceeding. Band towers are up, and the old towers are now being demolished. Noonan High School was over there this afternoon. Ceiling tiles have been dropped in the eastern side of the building, the majority of it. Some lighting has been installed in the cafeteria. Media center, ceiling tiles have been dropped, and lighting is installed in there. Resinous flooring's been installed in most of the restrooms, quarry tile in the cafeteria, and science casework and millwork has been installed throughout the building. There's been some work done on the fire alarm in the 700 building, the existing 700 building over spring break, and then corridor student restrooms, door frames were painted in the 9th grade building over spring break. As we transition into summer, this is something Mr. Cheek and his folks have been working on for quite some time, but we've got a lot to do this summer. We've got to remove all of the modular classrooms at Noonan High and Cougar Village, but before we do that, we got to get everything out of them. So we got to remove all the furniture, data wiring, monitors, computers, fire alarm systems, disconnect all the power, domestic and fire water, sewer, sprinkler systems. You know, sometimes I forget just how much work had to be done after the tornado for us to be able to get all of those modular units up and running and the infrastructure that we had to put in place. So this summer, all of that has to come out. So we've got a plan. Mr. Cheek, Dr. Drake, and Ms. Ingram have been working hard on that. They've been working with vendors, and we'll get it done. They always do, but there's a lot on tap for us this summer to be prepared over at Noonan High School and to get CEC. They've been great hosts to Cougar Village for the past 3 years, but I know Mr. Whitlock, he's ready to get things a little bit back to normal over there. So we'll get it all done. We're excited about opening the new school year at Noonan High next year. Mr. Chair, that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Horton. It is the public comment section of the meeting. Tanika Williams. All right, so we'll move on. Thanks, everyone, for being in attendance, both online and in person. Also thank well, no one came, so that's all good. We'll move on to board comments. All right. Is there a motion to approve to enter into executive session to discuss personnel, real estate, and potential litigation?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.